crypto enthusiasts, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Happy Monday. And I hope you had a fantastic weekend. So we had been posting some videos and having fun making these recent content because we just wanted to keep it really simple and break down some easy 3 steps that someone who is new into crypto can implement. Because I bet instead of, going in with no direction, just feeling FOMO, going off of pure emotion, going on something that they saw really quick on crypto Twitter, and then they end up making some stupid decision or just like putting all their money into like one meme coin or something like that, and they don't even buy a piece of BTC, or they don't even think about a diversified portfolio and trying to actually exit out of the bull run successfully and not get chopped up. So this is why I made the recent videos that I made, and this is why I've been trying to keep it kind of simple and just explain this market in a way that when retail comes in and someone who's new, because you guys from crypto Twitter and all the people that have maybe watched this channel from the previous cycle, or you came from the previous cycle, you understand this now, and you are now in your redemption round for investing, and the people that end up standing the test of time are the people that have made losses. They've made mistakes, but then they learn from them. They stick with it. They have a strategy. They know when to kind of pivot a little bit, but for the most part, they have a pretty set strategic plan in place for when we get into these bull runs and these bull markets, which we are in right now, guys. So make sure you are hitting the like button, hitting the subscribe button, dinging the bell to be notified when I go live, because we do these live streams Monday through Friday, 11:30 Eastern Standard Time and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we've been having a really awesome crew of people coming in. We really appreciate you guys coming in and supporting the channel. And it's just been awesome. Like it's been really cool seeing all the OGs in here. Like we got Nate Dogg, we got Free, we got Marcin. We have people that are coming in on a daily basis, and you guys are helping me, keeping me on my toes, and giving me your observations as well. So it's always good to see people active in the chat. And if you want to get in to the dojo, which is the Dano Crypto Dojo, you can be part of the dojo crew. And this is where you guys can actually just chat amongst yourselves. You can, kind of see who's inside of the Discord, and you guys can just basically get conversations going in here. This is what we, in hopes of the Discord, in any Discord, is that it starts to build itself. It starts to just kind of build itself. And this is our mentality that we've had with this channel, is to kind of like, I'm putting in as much effort as I can, and I really enjoy doing this. It's a lot of fun, and you guys like make it more fun for me as well, because I'm not just seeming like I'm talking to myself, or I'm just talking to an iPhone camera. I'm actually talking to you guys directly, and so it's a really cool thing that we can do here, and I love building this together with you guys. And so if you're in the Discord, you would have known about like certain meetups that we did for the Nashville Bitcoin conference. We had people like Lake the Great pulling up. We had Mr. M. We had Jason. We had Jason Beast. So that's some familiar characters that are usually in the live streams. Actually met up at the meetup in Nashville, and it was super fun. So I think we'll always try and have an opportunity for us to do this in the future for other Bitcoin conferences or crypto related conferences and stuff like that. I think it'd be really cool to keep that trend alive, so then we could do stuff in the RL. All right, so you read the title right. If you read the title is Bitcoin in danger, or are we on the way to a new all-time high? So I think the whales have just been playing whale games. If you've been watching, someone laughed at me on the Moon Show. I went on the Moon Show this morning, and I was yapping my trap. Next time, guys, if I'm on the Moon Show and I'm just like yapping my trap, I need a code word. You guys will come in as a code word and just say like Chuck E. Cheese or Cardano or Cardonzo. Say Cardonzo in the chat if I'm talking too much, and I'll be like, all right, I'll shut up. But yeah, someone said the 45-minute. They were like, you're looking at the 45-minute? And I was like, I laughed. It's one of my favorite. Everyone has their favorite time frame, their favorite time interval, and I love the 4 hour. I love the daily, the weekly, and the 45-minute. I don't know why. I just love when I'm trading, I love the 45-minute because the 45 for some reason gives me just some candle data that I like to see. Maybe it just validates. It makes me feel good to see the 45-minute. I don't know, but the 45-minute a lot of the times can reveal some different patterns. It can a lot of the times show you the wicks, the scammy wicks like this one. You know, just these wicks that you can see where the market likes to pull down, and then you can also see, look, it even did it right here at that 94, nice little scammy wick to pull that liquidity. And you know, this is just definitely some whale manipulation. Funny enough, though, something that Mr. M pointed out this morning is that Jim Cramer, classic, if you inverse Cramer, it usually does pretty well. So literally, as we are about to break 100K, we're literally at almost 100K. The powers that be told Jim Cramer, tell him to buy. It's a good buy. And then he goes on his show. Some caller talks about MicroStrategy, and he's like, well, that's what we call the Mr. stock. And I don't know, I would rather just hold Bitcoin because right now it's a winner. And that's the lightning round. And then literally the next couple days, it starts to go down. And we're like, it's again, one of the best indicators of just if the market, if that guy mentions a stock, it just goes down to if he's buying it. And if he says sell, then you buy. Just crazy. But I will say something though. We're gonna keep analyzing this Bitcoin trend here. We're gonna keep on tracking this thing because really, you don't, even though if you're trading, the 45-minute is great because then you can kind of see how the altcoins are going to react. But something interesting happened. I found something very interesting. And I don't know if you guys have been seeing this too. Something really interesting is playing out. As Bitcoin is going down, we also had ETH dominance going up, and we have some of these altcoins and some of these meme coins actually doing really well right now. Like we had like Link going up. We've had AVAX do a nice little pump. But really, what actually has been the biggest head turner is that in the monthly, we've had things like HBAR, Stellar Lumens, Cardano, Algorand, old metaverse tokens from previous cycles, Sand and Mana, Decentraland, Tezos, stuff like this, all going up over 100%. Stellar Lumens kind of beating them all at 447%. So I'm seeing this as like a pre-altcoin season, and so we've kind of been talking about this, is that once we start to see the pre-altcoin season, we actually really start to get into these. It's going to be like 100%, like 30%, 40%, 50% moves on the daily. Then on the monthly and the weekly, we'll start to see stuff like this where it just starts to run. And I found it interesting that while Bitcoin was going down, we had some of these altcoins going up, and it kind of represented in some of my trades that I had open where I saw my Bitcoin going down. You know, obviously we kind of topped out here at 99,800, and that was kind of like where we kind of hit a peak here in the short term. And as it went down, I started to notice my Phantom trade going up, and Phantom started to get a lot of liquidity coming in. And I kind of attribute the same price movements Crow. Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, I love Crow. Sorry. Yeah, Crow too. Crow 152%. That's amazing. So yeah, I'm actually bullish on Crow too. Thank you for reminding me about Crow. My eyes just skipped right past it. It wasn't on purpose, I promise. But yeah, no, Crow actually started coming back, and I think Crow could be one of those when Ethereum starts to run, the Crow token and the things that crypto.com are doing, I think the Crow token could be pretty bullish. And it's actually kind of like, I like the staking that you can do with it because it actually gives you a good percentage back on your card. If you use a crypto.com card, just like you would like a Coinbase card, you can do earnings on both of those. But if you have a certain amount of Crow staked, you get Crow for staking, but then you also get like you can get up to 10% back in Crow if you just use it on a normal basis. So you could have it set up for paying for subscriptions or, you know, just day-to-day purchases. And I actually was able to stack up about a good $400 a Crow at one point when I was doing that on a day-to-day basis. And I just kind of stopped doing it. And I kind of regret it because, man, if I would have been just doing it kind of like as just an autopilot, like I use this card for this, and then I build it up over time, you'd be surprised at like how much you could accumulate and stack, and then ultimately do whatever you want with the Crows. Sell it, whatever you want, keep building it up. It makes it very easy that you can do that inside the platform. And yeah, it's wild. But yeah, I just kind of know, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but I just kind of noticed that some of these previous cycle coins, and FTM being one of them, you know, just started to really, really run. And I think this one is going to start doing similar price movements because it actually, FTM compared to Cardano, FTM was pumping hard in this previous altcoin run. Cardano didn't really pump that hard. Now Cardano has been pumping and got past $1, and now Phantom is starting to lag behind a little bit, but I think it's going to see this mega run of liquidity into Phantom because also Phantom Foundation rebranded to Sonic Foundation. And so they're going to have a Sonic token, but then they're also not getting rid of the Phantom chain. So the Phantom chain is still going to be a thing in that ecosystem. It's just combining with the Sonic ecosystem. They're just going to be two parallel working chains. And so I think this is still going to send Phantom up to like, previous cycle it got as high as $3. And so it kind of did very similar runs of Cardano. And so I'm expecting it to do very similar, or if not more. And now, so to talk about the altcoins, we have Elon Musk bull posting about Doge. He said, Doge is inevitable. He just said, Doge is inevitable. So what I told myself is that I have to be in a Doge trade. I was like, I have to have a Doge trade open because at the point where we start breaking $1, then we could start really printing some pretty decent gains on some of our trades on Doge, but then also just our spot holdings as well. And some people think that Doge can't get to, $100 billion market cap or a market cap more substantial than BNB. I mean, Doge at this point, because of what Elon has already done for the Doge community, but then now setting up a literal Department of Government Efficiency with the Twitter handle, with the X handle at Doge, and then what this whole thing means and how it's going to just put eyes on the Doge initiative and this Doge, thing that's being created inside it, like in this matrix right now. It's like a matrix glitch. It's like basically like the Doge ethos is being downloaded into the mainframe, and now it's actually being spread almost like a virus in a way, but in a good way, that it's going to eliminate all of this like government overspend of tax dollars, which now that they're starting to go through this stuff with the fine-tooth comb, like Elon style, like he did with Twitter, it could send some shock waves, I think, into Dogecoin. And people are looking at $1 as like, oh yeah, cool, Doge to $1. I think $1 is like worst case scenario. I mean, the Doge parabola is breaking out, and the target is actually at $2. So we're just in this first range right here. Once Bitcoin is at like a $6 trillion market cap, now you start to understand how this market is so new, it's so small, and all you have to do is have some patience and not let crypto Twitter get you so distracted by getting the new shiny thing here, trying to do the pump fund thing here. I mean, I'm not even going to mention what is happening right now with pump fund, because I'll just let you type in pump fund controversy and then let you do your own research. That's why I've never stepped foot on that website. I was like, I am not going to get involved with that. I know there's like all these there's like all these tokens that come out of it, but in terms of the platform and kind of what's happening right now, it's like out of control. And so, this is why you just need to find solid projects. You can look how good you could do if you had just been boring and bought HBAR, Lumens, and Algo, Cardano, XRP. Look at how much you'd be up in profit by just buying these things that are just like the boring stuff that people call the boring stuff. On the monthly, how much they're up is just and there's still room to grow. That's what's amazing, is that like you could still even take the risk off and still buy and still DCA into these things. And if you go off this metric here, going into next year, we're going to be at a $341,000 Bitcoin, getting up to the top of these ranges, but it's not going to come without its volatility. So there's going to be volatility. There's 500 days that usually gets to the peak of Bitcoin. 500 days usually is when we get to the peak of the cycle, and I believe that we are going to be going to $150,000 before the end of the year. And depending on like how the market reacts to that, we could keep going higher, or we crash and there's massive profit taken at 150K and we go down the 20%, 30% back to 100K. And then from 100K, we could go to that $350,000, because at that point, I think the institutions are just going to scoop up so much Bitcoin and there's going to be a supply shock. And that's just kind of that's just my guess. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. Like, obviously, I do not know what's going to happen. No one knows what's going to happen. No one knows what's going to happen. We all like to speculate. But what I'm doing is, instead of looking at anyone else's charts, I like to make my own. And by studying some other people's charts, I'm like, okay, I'm going to look at these. I'm going to look at the people that have done the research for a while. They've been through multiple cycles. They've seen what Bitcoin can do. They see what happens. They've been in the narrative. They've listened to all the people that will end up kind of shaking you out. And so, and maybe they've been victim of it too. And so then you can take that, you make your own chart, you start to block it out. You start to put blocks in and start to look at where we've had the previous cycles. Like, oh, okay, like there's like, you see the red candles in there. You can see where it just like goes down 20%, 30%, and then boom, it goes up another 150, 200% after that. And then that's kind of what I'm expecting here coming into this cycle, is that, we're going to see this massive run, and then we will see a nice little crash, and then we're going to go so much higher. All right, Zwimpy is asking, maybe 2025 XYO and Binance. There has been talks, because is it Marcus Levin or something, the CEO of XYO, he posted a picture with him and the new Binance CEO at a crypto conference, and he was like, we've been talking, blah, blah, blah. So I think that could be some potential news. We've covered it before, that there could be some listing with Binance with XYO. And I've mentioned XYO as one of those coins that when Ethereum ran really hard, like that was one of the coins that did like a 800%, 1000x move to the upside. And so from its point right now, if it went to all-time highs or close to them, that would be an 800 to 900% move to the upside, because it went as high as 7 to 8 cents. And this thing's doing a lot of cool stuff. It's involved with AI. It's with privacy. It's a DPIN. It's like one of the original DPINs. It is definitely one of those projects that we've been following since 2021, actually. So it's actually one of the coins that we've been following the longest out of any altcoin that we have that we've discovered. Comment what you think of the tweet of the post. We're not supposed to call them tweets anymore. I don't know what we gotta call them. We gotta call them X's. Did you see that accent? No, but I guess But can you like link it? Can you like tag me in it or something? All right, let's see how many people we have. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If you didn't already, make sure you smash up the like button. We got to get the likes up. Bomba Crypto says Ponky 1 billion before the end of this year. That is one of the coins that we do like to follow. So let's pull it up right now. Let's see. Let's check Ponky. We're gonna go into the meme section. CoinMarketCap does have its own memes. It always likes to put up like, okay, what's the hottest narratives right now? They'll put them in the flames, and you just click that, and then you can go into the 24-hour trading volume, pull the tokens up, to the top of the list that you want to see are having some good trading volume. And right now, the highest traded memes, like in terms of trading volume, Dogecoin's always been at the top. And now, just recently, we have seen now Pepe in the past couple months has been just destroying the trading volume. I mean, the trading volume now that we have it on Coinbase and Robinhood, and we have some bullish news I'm sure you guys saw with Dog with Hat. So if you guys are Dog with Hat fans, you would be pressed to know that they launched it on Robinhood, and I was surprised that they didn't just do it at the same time whenever they did Pepe, but maybe they needed to stagger it a little bit. They needed to kind of, and that's what Robinhood and Coinbase are setting up for retail to come in. So, but you can see here that the trading volume here is really good for a lot of these tokens. But right now, let's say what's kind of dominating the memes and the trading volume, because, all right, we got Peanut the Squirrel, we got Shib, look, Dog with Hat, Bonk. Bonk was one of the original airdrop tokens on Solana. And so, and it's kind of like it had a lot of good coverage. And then the other tokens kind of, I think, took its thunder a little bit. Same with Myro. I think like Bonk and Myro were getting a lot of attention, and then all of a sudden it was just like everyone was talking about Dog with Hat or Bo or or Goat or any of the AI tokens. So, but now Ponky being the trading volume is not as high. It's a little lower, but there's a lot of holders. There's a lot of holders, and there's a lot of people that hold like the percentage of holders that hold like $1,000 or more is really good on Ponky. There's like this metric that I remember seeing. I was like, okay, Ponky's definitely in that list where like the amount of actual people that hold more than just like more than just like $100 or like they'd hold like $500 worth. Like, most of the holders hold like $1,000 or more in this token. And so I think the people that hold this thing, they're kind of in for the long haul. They're like, look, there's no reason why this thing can't get to a 1 billion to 2 billion, but we think it'll be like a $5 to $10 billion market cap coin because of the social media metrics. I think it's just got a good narrative. I was talking this morning, Brett does a lot of charity work, and then so does Ponky. They're the two projects out of all of the meme projects that do a lot of charity work, and they use their resources to try and give back. And so that's why we've kind of always liked these two projects specifically because of that. We've just kind of noticed like the way that they're sponsoring events and the way that they're trying to get the brand out in the name is just like, it's brilliant. So that's how you end up taking over and you become just like almost like a household name or a recognizable character in this space. So And so that's why I'm going off of it. I'm not going off of it because someone told me, oh, Ponky's going to be the next big thing. It's just like I kind of just had to discover it myself and eventually, just start. The things that I end up start really liking, then I will start to really put some money into it, and then I will try my best to, not just become a full-time, community holder forever. You do have to take profits. It's like just like the SHIB people, just like the Doge people. They still hold Doge and SHIB, but they did take profits, and it really helped them to just skyrocket and maybe go into the next cycle, opening up a crypto business, maybe starting a crypto project, still being in the game, but was able to successfully come out the other side. With that, freaking long-winded answer of Ponky. But yeah, you guys should follow Elon Musk. If you haven't been following Elon Musk, he usually is posting. He's posting all kinds of stuff. He reposted the unstoppable force of the Time magazine. This probably this is probably not real, but it would be nice if it was. The much efficiency, much wow. And so Doge is taking over. I hope you guys are positioned in some Doge. You don't want to be the guy. And I've been noticing that a lot of people that are in crypto don't hold Bitcoin. It's almost like Bitcoin is like the Richard Hart hex coin of this cycle right now, where like everyone's like mentally wanting Bitcoin to do well, I guess, but then they're not actually buying any. They're buying the memes instead. or they're buying Solana like pump fund tokens. They don't even want to buy Bitcoin right now. And so I've always said that I think it's for me, even though I really love and I talk about memes a lot. I know I talk about memes and altcoins and things like that, but really, ultimately, I said I talk about memes a lot and altcoins, but my biggest holding is still Bitcoin. I was like, that's the thing that I feel like I should have more of that than most things. And so I'm trying to get kind of like a Michael Saylor approach now. I'm like, I've become more of a Bitcoin maxi the more I've been doing these videos and watching all these different accounts and just learning from the market, learning from these people that have been in the cycles for multiple cycles. Those people a lot of the times are if you listen to them and you listen to what the mistakes that they made and then if they're showing their track record and they're still here, then listening to them is usually not too bad advice. But what ultimately I've gathered over the years now is that if you just DCA into Bitcoin and keep it as kind of almost like your crypto savings account, it's like your crypto savings account, and then you kind of have a 10%, 20% allocation to do the degen stuff, buy the meme coins, maybe you have, and I said in the 60, 30, 10, whatever it may be. But for me, it just makes me feel better that I just have primarily more Bitcoin. And then when I do take profits, I'm probably going to still buy more Bitcoin because it might just be the money. And so why not have a big stockpile of what will eventually be the money? And then, some stable coins and stuff as well. All right, so check this out. I have this game on PlayStation 2. It's called a Sega Mega Collection. It's the Sonic Mega Collection, okay? And they have it has pretty much every single Sonic game, and then it has some really cool special features, little content where you can look at wallpapers and certain different drawing styles of Sonic. So I'm probably going to end up making some Ticker Bitcoin memes with these. So this is when the ticker gets thicker next year. And if you're curious what and this is thanks to Elon. Like these are the memes that I like seeing because this is really funny. He said the evolution of Rachel Maddow. You can see put some guesses in the chat if you know who that is at the bottom for 2024. It was really funny. It's too good. Oh, and yeah, and this one, gosh. Head turn of the century. World War III and Civil War would have broken out probably. And then now we can go to Mars. So World War III, Civil War breakout. World goes mad. Now we can prosper. So thank God for the head turn. Thank the Lord. Okay, so yeah, here if you guys want to see my little retro setup, I still have my original Sega Genesis that I had when I was 5 years old. I have my Super Nintendo, original Xbox, original PS2. That's not my original N64, but obviously I had to get another one. And then I have, of course, a VHS player. And we're going to add to this. We're going to add the Dreamcast. You can see we already are kind of acquiring our Bond movies, our VHS Bond movies. When I was growing up, the thing that I liked to watch the most, that it was such a nostalgic kind of thing for me, and it was the Bond movies. I used to watch these Bond movies on VHS, and I actually, at a yard sale, found an entire collection of old Bond movies, some of them still sealed, and I used to watch them all the time. Inspiration to get, some kind of cool, like, Aston Martin car or something. All right, so let's check on Bitcoin right now. Let's see how Bitcoin's doing. We're gonna check on the old Bitcoin. Is it crashing? Are we going down? Are we gonna crash and burn? Is everyone freaking out? Are we gonna go to 94,000? Are we gonna fill this said gap that apparently is in here at the daily? If you look at the daily on the CME chart, we have a gap forming, and we had a gap form right here. Big gap, 78,000, 81,000. If we crash from here, from the top of where we just came from, then we would be then seeing a 20% drop. That would be one of the biggest fake outs in Bitcoin history, to then make everyone feel like the bull market and the bull run is over, and everyone sells, and they're just like, I'm out, and then we just go ham at that point. I mean, it could happen. It could happen. We could go hit that trend line, wham, and then we go. Oh, it's back. I'm back. Is it back? I think I'm back. I don't know what happened. Am I still streaming? My internet my connection just went out, and now it's back. Okay. Let me know, guys. Can you still hear me? Can you still see me? Okay. I'm seeing in the chat. It's back. Okay, that was weird. It just cut out for like 2 seconds, and then now it's back. Okay. All right. We were trying to go. Okay. We were trying to show you now the bullish case scenario is that we break out of this little bull flag, but we're just kind of going a little lower. We're kind of pushing the limits here. We're pushing the limits. We saw a flag here, but now it's starting to be a little bit overextended. But yeah, we could see then a nice little breakout here on the flag. And the breakout would be past 100K, going up to, if we go to the daily, let's see if the daily lines up with the Bollinger. Yeah. So the Bollinger Band on the daily would line up that we get a pump up to 104,000. And if you're looking at the daily, it looks still really bullish on the daily for this chart. And if you want to put this on, you can say, okay, look, we're like trading really nice on this. So even if we went down here, it still wouldn't be bad. It wouldn't be like it's over. You look at the EMA ribbon, we're looking really good. You know, obviously we're still in the green wave. We're still in a green band. If you were looking at the 4 hour, we're still in the green band, but we're getting kind of dangerously close. But I think we could still, from here, we have to see a divergence. You know, once we get so like here's how a divergence can happen here. We got a little oversold or a little overbought. You can see it here because we made that bearish divergence, and now we have an opportunity here to create a bullish divergence. If we go lower, then the gap would be filled, and that would be it. And then that's just it. But I really do. I know it sounds crazy, guys, but I really think that we're going to be going to $150,000 by the end of the year. And why I think that is that we have a supply crunch. We got countries now kind of racing to get more Bitcoin and to kind of do the strategic reserve. I think it's kind of going all around the world now that MicroStrategy has been able to do what they're doing. And I think that the train is looking like it's going faster and faster. And if countries just really start to put slivers, and then you have businesses doing slivers, and you have all these little slivers of the money market and the fiat cash around, and all these and different treasuries and different things, and you just have a little portion in there, then that's how Bitcoin gets to $7 trillion market cap. That's how the total crypto market cap gets to like between 10 and 20 trillion in the next year to 2 years. And so if we're early now and we're in it before it's even past a $4 trillion market cap for the whole space, then we're wicked early. That means you could buy now, and if you wanted to take the risk off and don't trade, don't do anything, you just buy and you hold for the next 5 to 10 years, like you probably will. Oh my God. But you have to be able to hold through all the volatility. You got to be able to there's probably going to be times where you're going to have to purchase something. Maybe you got some life thing. Maybe it's just normal life stuff and you got to take some profits. Totally fine. But your ultimate plan is to really have more of like a long-term strategy outlook for it. That's if you're not wanting to trade, you're not wanting to try and play the game and leverage and do all that stuff. If you wanted to keep it super simple, you have to think the next 5 to 10 years. But even us, with me, I'm both. I'm I kind of have been dipping my toe in trading. I know that trading can actually really help you expand your positions in the market, but then also it can poke a hole in them and be leaking out as well. But that's how you have to practice risk management, have a good strategy, and I do both. I'm DCAing in for the long haul. I'm here for the long haul. I want to have businesses inside this ecosystem because I know that it's going to get bigger and bigger because it is just what is going to be the base layer for all these different companies and transactions and tokenization. Think of it as simple as points systems, but just put it on the blockchain, tokenize it, have people have the opportunity to get rewarded by being a part of the community ecosystem, and then there you go. Just think about it that way. You don't have to overcomplicate it. You can go as simple as, okay, people are buying Bitcoin, institutions are buying Bitcoin, they have an ETF. Okay, what's the next thing? Okay, there's an ETH ETF. They're probably going to go into that. Or maybe I should buy some ETH. It could be that simple. It could be that simple. But guys, put some emojis in the chat. Flood the chat. The chat. I know you guys are. I know it's Monday, but we like to wake you guys up. We like to wake you guys up a little bit. Wake you guys up a little bit. Let's do it. Put your Pepe's in the chat. I see you hitting the hearts. I see you hitting the hearts. All right. I need to make sure. I guess everything is still good because I thought I completely lost my whole entire stream. Let me refresh and see. I guess it's still working. It looks like it's crashed, but it's still working. So I'll take it. Okay. All right. So if you guys didn't hit the like button yet, if you're watching on the TV, there's a way that you can do it. You can go up, right, select. That's how you can hit the like button with your TV remote, because I know some of you like to watch this stuff on the TV. A lot of people actually watch YouTube on their TV app or some kind of box or like Zoom box or something like that. I know a lot of people like to do that. I do that like a lot. You know, I just like I'll pull up some stuff on there, watch a podcast, have it on the background, and so all good to go. Sweet. Okay, cool. All right. So yeah, let's check on the altcoins. Let's see the 5 minute of the altcoins. Let's kind of see if you guys want to go and check this yourselves. You can go to danocrypto.com. That's where you can get some of the quickest updates if I'm going to be releasing anything or anything that is directly involved with what I'm doing with the brand. And so this website kind of has a little bit of everything. It's now more crypto focused, but we do have some things like our past music endeavors and things like that. So if you want to check that out, and then if we're ever going to be playing any shows in different cities or in a town near you, then this is where you would be able to figure out where that would be. And we're going to incorporate stuff like if you're an ordinal eyes holder, like if you own an ordinal eye, then you'd be able to get into like a show for free. Or you'd be able to get like discounts on merch or something like that. We think that'd be pretty cool implementation. All right, so like let's see, we got like Ada doing some things. Oh, nope, we're okay. I was like, now it's updated. Yeah, everything's down a little bit. But on the daily, the things that have performed the best on the daily so far today on Monday has been MakerDAO 12%. Ethereum Classic came back at 11%. Then we got XRP 6%, Uniswap 12%. We have Sand up 28%, which is the sandbox. And then we have Stacks. Yeah, Stacks up 11%. Okay, we got Lido DAO up 11%. Arbitrum 11%, or sorry, Lido is 18%, Arbitrum 11%, Chainlink 8%, Mana. So guys, if you noticed, what happened on the monthly is we had a lot of these old cycle coins start to pick up steam. It's almost like the whales kind of they were going to like, look, these things have been beat down. We're going to start max bidding these things up long. And it's kind of showing how the whales are preparing for the altcoin season that's going to come inevitably in the next couple months. And so I think we're at the start of it, but I think this is kind of our key. We've had 2 keys. This one right here, and then also the one in March. And whenever we had ETH go up 20% on the day, went up 20% in the day, and it sent the altcoins. And so this is kind of where my thought process is for the next couple months. It's like, if you just position yourself in a nice diversified portfolio, we've said, just you could keep it super simple. The major coins, Bitcoin, Ethereum, go down the list and then add the layer 1s and the layer 2s, DeFi tokens, etc. 60-30-10 rule. And then just have all these exchanges set up, have the wallet set up, have different exchange, know the off and on ramps, like Maybe have one KYC so it can easily be synced with your bank account, and then have some that are just, you don't have to. Like, there's all kinds of options. Know what networks they support, so then you know which stable coin routes you can use. And then do nothing. And then just when the price dips, don't freak out. Don't sell too early. And if you can do that and combine that with actually thinking about when you would really actually like to take profits, not like because you're freaking out and going off of emotion, you're like, okay, look, my portfolio is now at an average of like over 4x or 5x. Then you can say, I'm going to take 10%. I'm going to take 20%. And I'm going to, each time my portfolio gets to a certain amount, I'll just shave off a little bit and just put it into something that's stable. You try not to re-gamble it, like you get to a point, say you make $100,000 in the crypto market. Say you put like $10,000 in, or however much you put in, and then your portfolio just like 15, 20x's, however much, 10x's, and you're able to cash out. What you can do is just like say, okay, excuse me, you can take 10% of what you made in your profits and then try and like go and re-speculate into something, and then you take a big portion of it and rotate it into something that is stable, that can last through the bear market. Because at a point where you're doing this, you're going to be at somewhat the peak. You're not going to get it perfect. You're not going to time it exactly right, but you can somewhat get close. It's going to be a bloodbath for most people. But if you're calm and you think about this, you have your rails set up, you got your wallets, you got all the things, you're not all in one basket. You're definitely not all in one basket when it comes to crypto. You don't have $10,000 in a peanut. But you have a nice spread portfolio. And then you don't have to be one of the ones that's like in the bloodbath. Like you can be the one that's actually like exiting out calmly and being just playing it out smooth. It's possible. It is definitely possible. This is what we're trying to do, and I think it's going to work successfully. And the best thing about this is that this will help build patience in your strategy. It's not put $1,000 in and then tomorrow you become a millionaire. That all is false. That is going to get you wrecked. It's going to make you an emotional trader. It's going to make you a forever community, Telegram group, Discord member, whatever, instead of being your own person and having your own strategy here, because your strategy doesn't have to be exactly this. You can take like pieces of this and then say, okay, well, like, and then start to mold it into kind of what fits best for you. You could say, well, I really like Ethereum against Bitcoin, so I'm just going to be heavy ETH. And then I'm going to use the less 30%. I really love gaming, so I'm going to go 30% gaming. And then the 10%, you're like, I just can't resist the memes. And then you go 10% memes. You could do that. Or you could be really traditional and be like, I'm going 60% all Bitcoin, 30%, I'm even going to put ETH as the 30% and just kind of like even just be like, that's it. I'm going to just go as far as like ETH. And then when you go to 10%, you're like, okay, I'll just barely go to Cardano. I mean, you could do that. It just depends. You can be a DeFi freak and be like, I'm just going to buy all the DeFi tokens. Every single DeFi DEX token that I think is going to pump, you could just go ham. But just make sure you have some kind of strategy. I hope I'm not boring you guys. I hope I'm not boring you with this. But if you guys are wondering why Bitcoin is going down, we had a little bit of selling pressure, I think. Actually, no, we had more buying. The ETFs, they've been buying the ETFs up like crazy. Been buying the ETFs up like crazy. Not very much selling pressure. And what's interesting, Mr. M, shout out to Mr. M, he made a really good observation. He said the inflows now have surpassed the amount of outflows. So now we're at a balanced number that's ratio to more inflows than outflows. So it's looking good. I mean, I'm still super bullish. I mean, it could crash now or crash later. Either way, I think it's going to happen, but it's not going to be the crash that everyone thinks it's going to be. So that's kind of my thesis, is that it's going to crash. It will crash. I think it's going to crash after 150K, and then we go to my target, which is it's way up here. I think we're going to be going to my Binance chart is my perfect chart that I like to show, where on the daily, where I think we're going to be hitting around April, May. We're going to get up here, 150, and then we crash that. Because look, if you think for where we're at right now, if we go to 150K, that's a 65% move to the upside. And then so if we go from 150 then down and do that 30% crash, we would be crashing back down into the range between 100K and 106K, and everyone would be like, "Yep, that was the peak." And then I think from there we go past 150K and we just go to 350K right here. And I like to have it lined up. I think it's on the Bitstamp chart, where I have it also drawn up as a Bitcoin rainbow parabolic curve zone, because this lines up with the stock to flow model of Plan B. When Plan B was doing his stock to flow model, we got rugged by the industry right here. It was lined up perfectly to hit, just like it did on previous cycles in this trend, and we could have hit 100K. I think we were due to go over 100K. We could have went to 117, matching right up in here, right up in this zone. Between this line and this line is where we could have gone, but we got rugged. And so now that we have a pro-crypto House, Senate, administration, better regulation, people that were part of Operation Choke Point are now resigning and quitting in our administration, stepping down. And now we have this Department of Government Efficiency set up. I mean, there's all this stuff that's so bullish that now could validate Plan B's stock to flow model to bring us into what I think is going to be probably one of the peak prices of Bitcoin, being at $500,000 by any time next year. I think at the end of quarter one, we could see a $350,000 to fit $500,000 Bitcoin at the end of quarter one of next year. And it's just going to be wild. I think it's going to be wild. We don't really quite comprehend how small this ecosystem is. When you go to the total market cap, where's the... There it is, infinite market cap. I was like, if I just type in total market cap, I know that'll come up. Okay. Gold is at 17 trillion. You got Apple is at a 3 trillion. Look, all of these companies right here, Microsoft, Nvidia, and Apple, they're all the same size as the total crypto market cap as a whole. So when you understand that Bitcoin being at a 1.8 trillion just by itself, they should have like an altcoin index representation in here as well. So then that also can get the value. Because this could get crazy, guys. I mean, imagine when Bitcoin is now up here, like past Apple, past Nvidia, past Microsoft, and it's at a 7 trillion, like a quarter of gold's market cap. And then the rest of the space under Bitcoin can just get astronomical because it's going to be high speculation. There's going to be a lot of money being thrown in different places. Some of them being good, some of them being safe bets. Some of them might go to zero. Some of them might not do really well. Some of them are going to be promising all kinds of stuff, and then nothing's going to happen. A lot of that happened in the last cycle, and then there were some that just like did so well that they ended up lasting through all the volatility, even through the bear market. And so this is going to be the kind of the timeline that we're going into in this cycle, where it's not going to make a lot of sense, but it should. It's going to be like, wow, how is Doge at $100 billion market cap? How is Pepe at a $60 billion market cap? And if you had been here watching this channel, you're not going to be that surprised. So, but I know you're here for it. I know you guys are here for it. What I mean this is like, look, the total market cap, crypto total market cap, you can see is in a cup and handle breakout following this channel perfectly, where we'll end up right here. Like this is where we're going to eventually end up. And I think we're going to go so much higher. Like I think 7 trillion is bearish. Like I think like really the total over the next couple years, like we're probably going to see the whole like crypto space be at like a $30 trillion market cap. My volume, can you higher your volume? It's very low. Oh, my microphone volume, it's low. Let's see. Oh, I used to have this at like it was like at a, let's see the dB. Check. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Is it better? I added an extra 5 dB. Extra 5 dB. Is that good? But I think I think we're about almost done. Yeah, because so it's 12. We've been streaming for about an hour. We want to keep these, relatively short. I think the late nights sometimes get wild because we start getting a lot of people in there, and then once we start streaming past an hour and a half, we get a little crazy, and then people start hitting the like button, and we start getting more goofy. All right, but yeah. So basically, all this to say, just have some patience, guys. Like we are so early. We're so early. The short-term volatility, just don't let that get to you. Just know you are in the right place. Like you're in the right place. We are in the right place right now, guys. There's nothing else. That it might be your volume. I don't know, because I feel like I'm super loud. I can't really check it. Well, I guess I can check it. I can go to the live link. Let's actually go to the link. All right. Because I feel like I'm super loud. I can't really check it. Yeah, I guess I could be a little bit louder. Could be just a smidge louder. Oh, okay, yeah. So people say volume's good. Shout out to Scuba Gerbil. Shout out to Tony. Shout out to Tony with the Miata. I say Tony with the Miata. He's got the Miata logo. You can see it. He's got the classic red Miata. And I like saying Miata like that. If you want to say Miata you, Miata me, hey, what are you gonna do? All right, let's check the altcoin trades. Let's see if we're getting smashed or are we doing well. Okay, definitely had some dips, but they're not doing too bad. So basically, the strongest trade right now that I was telling you guys to check on, I was like, look, Phantom's about to go. It broke out of this pattern right here. Basically, it formed a nice little bowl, but then it started to just pump. It pumped over $1, and I think it's not showing any signs of slowing down. I think this one is going to be a nice high speculated coin, and it doesn't have to be speculative. It's just they are doing stuff. Like they rebranded, they're keeping the chain, but then they're going to have a parallel chain with Sonic. And so I think this thing is going to do really well. So I have the Phantom trade open. I already took profits on it, but I'm going to keep it open. I think the Doge trade is going to do really well. I think we kind of missed some opportunities to possibly close some of these trades because they all were in the green. We took some profits on some, and we left some alone. We could have probably taken profits on all of them, closed them, and then reopened them. But we're keeping a lot of these as swing longs because, like I said, guys, we might get so surprised on how hard this market is going to run. And if you have trades open and you have some take profits set or at some high levels, you might be able to just like this market might go up to your take profit a lot faster than you think. And you're going to be like, whoa, 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 whoa. My account just went up like 10x. And so that's what we are. That's why we have these trades open. And that's why we have a pretty decent size and some spot bags and some things that we've been following. And we want to buy more. I mean, honestly, like we don't want to stop. We want to keep buying more because we really do believe that we're just going to have some exponential moves here coming up in the next few weeks, next couple months. Honestly, the next few years is going to be pretty key. And everyone's eyes are going to be on this market. And you're going to had been here the whole time being like, so. Someone asks, all right, I'm going to look at XYO and then we're going to call it a day for the first live stream of the day. Then we're going to do a second one at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you guys can definitely come into that one. If you're kind of a little late on this, let's see. Oh, yeah. Got a nice little spike. This is on the daily. Had a nice little 69% move to the upside. Let's see, bull flags are forming on these charts right now. Mega. And this is pretty good. We could get another pump up here to this resistance level, which is at basically 1 cent, almost 2 cents. That would be a nice 100% move to the upside, getting it back into this range right here. And so that's what I would be looking at for XYO if you've been following that. And like I said, guys, XYO, whenever Ethereum just starts to run, I think this thing could actually do a good 800% move to the upside. So it's still not too late to build up a bag of your favorite altcoins that might look just as bullish as this, because it's not just XYO that looks like this. It's probably a lot of tokens that look like this. And if it's bullish, the chart looks bullish, and we're coming into the pre-altcoin season, well, there is your opportunity. What are you freaking waiting for? But if you don't want to wait anymore, guys, use the links in the description, because this is where you're going to get some of the best services, some of the best exchanges, and some of the things that I like to use on a daily basis. And if you use my links, you get a nice fat juicy bonus. And it also, full transparency, kind of helps keep the channel going, helps keep the lights on in the Dano Dojo studio, and it just helps support all of the inner workings of the channel. And with that, you just get cool bonuses. So why not? Why not? All the links in the description. All right. So yeah, God bless every single one of you. Thank you so much for coming into today's live stream. We would keep going and just yapping our freaking trap, but man, as you know, today I've been talking way too damn much, and I'm just going to go zip, zap, zoop, blop, just freaking keep it simple. Less is more. Quality over quantity. And I'll see you guys on the next live stream. If you want to come back at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll be here giving you a review of the day, and we'll see where Bitcoin's at. We'll see where Bitcoin's at, and we'll catch you on that one. I sound like the "I love you, man" guy. I'm like, I'll catch you on the flip, McGeech. Oh my God. All right. Peace out, guys.